They say yes. You know, I no longer, unfortunately, have my mother with me. And I know she is looking down on me in this historic day in Los Angeles. And particularly, you know, she taught me never to give up. And I told this story this morning when we were in El Sereno and talked about the fact that my mom was one of those trailblazers. My mom was one of those who never took no for an answer and who grew up in a small town in Harrisburg, Illinois, a coal mining town. She was the daughter of a coal miner. And when she was growing up, they lived on the other side of the tracks. And on one Halloween, she went on the other side of the tracks and knocked on the door of the biggest houses in the city. And this is a little town of 9,000 people. She knocked on the door and she said, "Trick or treat." And they slammed the door in her face. And they said, "We don't give to your kind." And she vowed one day that she would own those homes and prove to them that she had made something of herself. And so unbeknownst to me, in the 1980s, early 90s, she had bought those homes, never told me why. She turned them into a bed and breakfast in this small town. And I teased that she was a very good entrepreneur, but this was not a very smart business deal. Could never understand why she did it. But a month before she died, she told me that story. And she said, "That's why I did it. Because I wanted to prove to them that no one could ever say to me that I wasn't going to make something of myself." And so as we teach our children, as we think about Mother's Day, we think of thanking our mothers who have led us. Thinking of the women who are standing up here and a few good men, my, of course, husband here. You know, I've talked about that if you want to make sure our streets are safe, you want to make sure that we are addressing the issue of gangs and getting guns off the street, and to make sure that we are working with our police officers to make sure they serve the community, put a mom in charge. Watch what happens. If you want to see a mayor who's going to make a difference in our public schools, not just talk about it, then put a mom in charge. If you want to bring more jobs and more resources to ensure that all families can change Los Angeles, put a mom in charge. This is, of course, what I tell Thomas all the time, I'm in charge. But on May 21st, we're going to have an opportunity to make a very clear choice about who the next mayor of Los Angeles is going to be. We have an opportunity to not only make history, but to elect the most qualified candidate for mayor. And as I stand up here today, I think about why I'm doing this. Because you get asked a lot. You get asked when you aren't sleeping very many hours, when you're waking up and you're walking and talking to people and asking everyone to give a little bit more. You think about why you're doing it. And I'm doing it for Thomas. Doing it for Thomas because I want Thomas, like all of us want our children, to be able to achieve his hopes and dreams, and that nothing will get in the way of him doing that. That I want to make sure that this city is a place where young people, no matter where you live, no matter what your zip code is, you can get a good education. That we're fighting for working families, as Dolores has for so many years. That we'll have a school board member like Monica Garcia, who has never given up. Rochelle, who has been someone who fought in Los Angeles to make sure we had youth programs, child care programs, and she has just been an incredible leader. And so when we think